Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk all major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much more. I'm your host Chris, and today we have a Doctor Strange trailer that released in those fancy screens, the ones that are called Screen X.
You know about the multiverse.
Where you have the normal movie display and then the side walls are stretched all the way out to put you in this immersive, almost 360 feeling theater experience. While this is a really cool trailer and I will be playing the entire thing at the end of the video if you're interested in seeing that, we're here today to talk about what this actually revealed for us. And it is an entire look of Patrick Stewart in the one scene where he is revealed. Originally, it looks like this.
We should tell him the truth.
But now we have a full field of view of Patrick Stewart, the other side of his head, and the back of his wheelchair. So let's dive into this awesome new reveal. Before we move on, guys, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and turning on that notification bell. You can also check me out on my other socials. You can check me on Instagram at Chris M. Rosser and on Twitter at TheCultureChris. Links to both of these are in the description down below. So check out this glorious image where you can see the fullness of Patrick Stewart's head and the back of his wheelchair, which previously, as you can see, the line with the screen kind of changes, is where we stop seeing. So we didn't see any of the wheelchair prior. And there is a very interesting comic book relationship to the color of this wheelchair. It's kind of hard to tell, it's a little dark and blurry, but it appears that the wheelchair is going to be yellow. Now, this has a little bit more relevance than just the fact that maybe that's Patrick Stewart's favorite color or Professor X's favorite color. However, this is the color that it usually appears as in many of the X-Men comic book runs, and it has never actually been adapted in the 20th Century Fox X-Men movies. We usually just see a relatively normal wheelchair or the kind of space silver one that he was using in some of the earlier movies as well. As you can see here, coming from an X-Men number 4 in 1991 comic book, you can see the yellow chair being used. This was designed by Patrick Stewart himself and is used throughout the comics for him several different times. The idea that maybe we'll be seeing this in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness continues to build on the idea that Marvel Studios in Phase 4 have been giving us more comic book accurate suits, more comic book accurate designs, starting with the Scarlet Witch, Vision. Both obviously from the WandaVision series, we got to see a really cool look at their comic book accurate outfits, not just coming from the new design that Scarlet Witch got, however, from the fun Halloween costumes that they showed us, where we saw a very comic book accurate Vision and Scarlet Witch. And then of course, during Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Falcon, who is now Captain America, has a very comic book accurate outfit as well for the times in the comic book runs where he also is Captain America. It's really cool to see this direction where they're heading. It was also teased and talked about a ton during Hawkeye, with the butt of a lot of jokes being Hawkeye's lack of branding and how nobody cared about the character because he doesn't have a real suit, he just wears tech gear. And then we get to see a quick little look at different designs, sketches, and eventually imagery of him wearing his original classic suit. Spider-Man continues a trend where at the very end of Spider-Man No Way Home, Tom Holland's Peter Parker, who remained alone in the MCU, Peter Parker was working out of his very shabby one-room small apartment, and we saw a sewing machine where he created his very own suit for the first time since the very beginning when he was making YouTube videos, and it wasn't that great. Since then, he's had Stark Tech, the Iron Spider. He even had a magically integrated suit from Doctor Strange with use of Stark Tech and all of that fun stuff throughout his career in the MCU. But now moving into his new trilogy, it looks like we're going to be getting a more classic style suit, and we didn't get the greatest look at it since it was only in the film for a few seconds. It was dark and he was moving a lot. However, it looks like it has the potential to be one of my favorite Spider-Man suits we've ever seen on screen. And that's not necessarily easy to do. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield both had really cool, original classic comic book accurate suits. And in that same movie, we can even talk about Green Goblin, who got a revamp to make him look a little bit more comic book accurate. Electro, who was showing the crown above his electrifying look, and they changed his look a lot from Amazing Spider-Man 2, and although he wasn't wearing the weird goofy green suit, he was trying to look even more comic book accurate. And so on and so forth goes the trend as we've continued into new characters like Moon Knight, who is sporting a very well created suit. I mean, I've seen the suit for Moon Knight in person at the red carpet premiere. There is very little CGI included in the suit other than the transition that we see in the series when he goes from being either Steven or Mark to being Moon Knight or Mr. Knight. Those transitions are CGI'd. However, the suits themselves, both Mr. Knight and Moon Knight's suit, they're very complete, they're extremely detailed, and they are gorgeous. So this is a theme, this is a trend, something we're seeing over and over and over again coming from Marvel in Phase 4, some comic book accurate looks, whether they're permanent outfits, whether it's just a little teaser, something they're giving you during a holiday special like Halloween, or in a teaser trailer really quick during a montage like with Thor. We're getting looks at very accurate comic book recalls, which is fun. And now let's bring that back to what we were talking about originally, and that's Patrick Stewart's wheelchair. There's not much else to the character for them really to go with an original look, as Patrick Stewart basically already looks like Professor X in all of our minds, hearts, and heads. It seems like, well, what else could we do? Well, let's give him his wheelchair, the yellow hovercraft style wheelchair, which seems to be what we will be seeing here. If you look at the concept art from forever ago that we all know is real now because this came out way before the trailer, with Doctor Strange standing in handcuffs before Professor X, and it seems like maybe Namor next to him, that he has a hovercraft type wheelchair. Now here it doesn't seem like it's yellow, however that's an easy change, an easy thing to fix, and not even necessarily something they would address in concept art. So a yellow wheelchair, just like in the classic times, a hover cart wheelchair, just like in the comic book, and I think that it's going to look really, really cool. I think it's great to get more information about Patrick Stewart. All of the hype has kind of died out since the original reveal. We all lost our minds, and it wasn't even a real confirmation. Of course, since then, it's been confirmed by Patrick Stewart that yes, he is going to be in the movie, which gives us hope for a lot more other cameos that could also be showing up and coming our way when Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness does release. There's a long list of characters we're hoping to all see be appearing in the movie, but you really don't know who you're going to get and who is just us really wishing very loudly. So we'll have to wait and see for all of that. However, here it is, a good look at Patrick Stewart from an extended ScreenX trailer, which I'll be playing here right now.
You know about the multiverse.
끝없이 펼쳐지는
We should tell him the truth.
차원의 균열, 광기의 멀티버스가 깨어난다.
Careful, Stephen. This path exacts a heavy toll.
닥터 스트레인지 대혼돈의 멀티버스 5월 스크린X 대개봉.
Thank you guys so much for watching to the very end of the video. If you found it helpful, useful, or interesting, consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell. Like the video if you haven't already, and you know I'm going to ask you, so make sure you comment down below and let me know what you think about all of the comic book accurate suits coming from Marvel since we've gone into Phase 4. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one right here on Cosmic Culture.